Today it is round 5. Hello, Canada. Vic Rutter along with TSN Rally expert Paul Chater. Welcome to Merritt, BC, host city of the Pacific Forest Rally. About 8,000 located in the BC interior, Paul, 3 hours northeast of Vancouver.
And the Merritt Mountain Music Festival is well known to country music fans across the country. The summer festival draws well over 100,000 fans to this pretty town.
The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru. Think, feel, drive Subaru. And by Yokohama. Now you've got control.
And we've got 25 entries. This is Pat Richard's home rally. And to have any chance in the championship, Antoine Lestage and co-driver Natalie Richard must win here in Merritt. They've done it 3 times before.
Vic, Paul, there are 3 key factors to winning this rally. One is making sure that you can pick the right tires for up in the mountains from down here in Merritt. Another one is having the endurance to make it to the end of the last 2 stages, which are beautiful and long, but very challenging. And the last one is knowing when to push. Sometimes a team that's higher placed than you might have a slight problem, and you can take advantage of that. Master these 3 factors, and you'll find yourself on the podium, and maybe even with a win.
There are 18 special stages, 155K of driving, much of it after dark. The weather always a factor. Dust, mud, snow at the higher altitudes. And to repeat their championship, Lestage and the Hyundai team need to win and hope that Richard and Subaru fail to finish.
Yeah, it's been a tough season, very hard, and now we're trailing back by a lot of points in the championship. But we're here, and the plan is to try to finish the season on a high note, and we'll try to win the rally. We had a lot of success in the past at this event, so we'll go for the win. I know Pat will be super quick again, so hopefully we can both go long enough without problems to have a good fight. It's not over until it's over, but mathematically it will be hard, but we'll still try to win.
Pat, we're at your home event. What is your plan of attack for this weekend?
Well, we've obviously got a good lead in the Canadian Championship points-wise. This is my home event, but I haven't actually rallied here since 2004. Really looking at it objective-wise, I mean, we really need to come in the top 6. Obviously, I don't want to see yourself or Antoine run away with a big lead and let you think you can beat us all the time. So we're going to be trying to come in the top 6, and if we can fight for the win, obviously we're going to try for it.
One of the guys to watch out for is Norm LeBlanc. Stormin' Norman is a fast driver, and he's got a good car. This is his home event, but lately he's had some mechanical issues. If he can get those under control, he'll be one to watch.
There are 8 stages Friday, only 1 in daylight. And Paul, let's get it going with Comstock, a 6K stage on one of the area's biggest ranches. In the number 1, champions Antoine Lestage, Natalie Richard from Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Quebec.
Right 5 short. Right 4, don't go wide. Is it left 4?
Oh my, you have to snake it between the trees.
And right 5 short. Is it right 5 minus or we're jumping maybe?
2, 1.
Here's a 2-time former champion, Patrick Richard. The car is a Subaru Rally Team Canada 2008 WRX STI, built here in BC at Pat's Rocket Rally Racing Shop. And that's Alan Ockwell, you hear, calling the notes.
And maybe it was all the dust, or maybe Pat was just getting a little warmed up, but Lestage won the first stage by 8 seconds.
We're right now on the road section on the way to stage 2, Princeton Cutoff. Now, Princeton Cutoff is known in the National Championship as one of the scariest stages. Huge drop-offs on one side. I heard someone describe it the other day that if you go off, it'll be Christmas before you hit the bottom. Not only do we win this 3 times, but 2 are in the dark.
Look at this. High above the town of Merritt, this crazy special stage runs along the mountain ridge, and in several places, steep drop-offs on both sides.
And left 3 plus short of a crest. Don't go wide. Into right 4.
Don't go wide.
And 1 minute later, here comes Pat Richard. Look at the dust hanging in the air. They also reported that both of the front shock absorbers had seized. In conditions like these, you'll lose a lot of time if you don't trust the notes completely.
Lestage won the first 3 stages, opened a 16-second gap on Richard.
And the dust is even worse as you've moved back in the field. Here's Craig Henderson. He's got a flat tire, but the road is so narrow he can't stop. The tire eventually shredded and destroyed the wiring harness on just the second stage.
It is a beautiful view if you've got time. And just like in Quebec, rally fans always cheer loudest for the local heroes. Here's Alberta's Gord Olson and Todd Patola.
And here they pass Craig Henderson, and Olson moves up to 4th after 3 stages.
Norm LeBlanc from Pemberton, BC is currently 5th. Like Gord Olson, LeBlanc is driving a Subaru WRX prepared by Rocket Rally. With Lestage and Richard 1-2, the best of the rest is a close fight. The Sunfather team of Scott and Robert Trinder. They were 3rd after 3, but have now slipped behind LeBlanc and Morrison on the 4th stage.
Apparently some of the guys have some dust a little bit behind us, but I'm sorry about that, but that's the draw, and we've been in that position like at Bay or Défi, so we're just trying to do our best, and the car's running well, so it's good so far.
The dust makes it impossible to drive, so we're losing a lot of time when we hit some big rocks, and unfortunately both of my front struts seized. So we can certainly fight, but I'm not going to risk my life and the car, you know, driving at 160 through a wall of dust. So if we can be allowed to fight, we're going to fight for the win, obviously, but I'm not going to risk everything because we got the championship at stake.
The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN.
With so much racing going on in the world, you'd have to be a four-headed monster to keep up with it all. Luckily, we have that. Join Peter Keene, Bill Wood, Errol Tucker, and their guest driver analyst each week for an opinionated look at the news coming out of the racing world. Remember, it's GoRacingTV.com for all your racing and video needs.
Today it's Thursday, and we're showing you something that's normally not included in the show. It's a key part to rallying, and we call it two-pass recce.
Two-pass recce will go a day before the event with the street car, normal car, 2 times through the roads that will be used as the special stage during the rally.
So essentially we get 2 passes on the stage roads before the event starts. On the first pass, I'm not talking at all. I'm sitting there with my book, my blank book.
I'm describing the road with some language we have.
And Antoine starts driving, and he's describing, he's saying how he wants me to write down these pace notes. Pace notes are essentially our notes that we use in a rally, and it's the driver's description of a stage so that he can drive it the fastest possible. It's not necessarily what the road is doing, per se, but it's how he wants to be on the road and drive that road, attack that road, so that he can go as fast as possible.
On the second pass, she's going to talk to me the notes that I told her the first time. And
he'll make slight adjustments. He'll say, change that 3 to 2, add this, take that out. Oh, this one tightens.
Hopefully after 2 passes it will be good enough to go as fast as possible.
I would be extremely surprised if you ever find a top team who would say that they would take organizer supplied notes or Demba notes over two-pass recce.
I have much more confidence in my own notes. So because I have more confidence, I'm more committed to those notes. As a co-driver, I get to, make little nuances, whether I want to underline things to make sure I say them together or whatever. It gives me a chance to get to know the roads. So to me, it's faster and safer, so it is a big difference. Confidence is so important. We can commit ourselves to the notes, we drive faster, we win rallies, and we do it as a team.
The action continues Friday night at Stage 5, another tough run through what they call Princeton Cutoff. Antoine was badly beaten on the last stage, and he's pushing hard here, Paul.
After winning the first 3 stages easily, I think maybe Antoine Lestage relaxed a bit. You can never do that against Pat Richard. He took 13 seconds back in just 9 kilometers, and the gap between the leaders is only 3 seconds.
And there is Richard, and look, he's got the 4-way flashers on. He has a flat.
Usually could drive out of a 9K stage on a flat tire, but this is a really bad one. The tire turned itself inside out and wrapped around the drive shaft. Not only will they have to stop, but it's going to take forever to change it on the side of the road when they can finally find a place to pull over.
And so with Pat Richard dropping back to 19th place, Norm LeBlanc inherits second with a 24-second lead over Scott Trinder in third.
Left 4 and right 4, 30.
He's coming up to pass Pat off on the left. A bit of a hesitation as he slows to check that they're okay, but Pat waves him on, and Norm is now the leading Subaru driver.
This red STI, by the way, is the same machine Pat Richard debuted at Persnage. It's still being developed, and Norm LeBlanc still learning how to drive it.
And the opposite is true of Scott Trinder in his old 95 Impreza. He's driving it to the max. Fourth coming into stage 5. He'll be third at the flying finish. Gord Olson and Todd Patola are next in another Rocket Rally Subaru. This fight for second place is wide open. 4 drivers within 44 seconds.
And finally, Pat Richard, Alan Ockwell, they're moving again. Look at this. They lost 13 minutes. They are now 19th. Could be a lucky break for Antoine Lestage. Remember, to have a chance for the championship, Lestage has to win, and Pat has to finish worse than 8th.
The Pacific Forest organizers based their service park at a shopping mall in Merritt. And this year they added a very popular spectator stage right on the lot.
What a great idea. But who knew a flat tire could cause so much damage? And our sponsors want you to know it wasn't a Yokohama tire. So let's take a look at the leaderboard after day 1. Antoine Lestage, Natalie Richard, they have a huge lead, 3 minutes. Réjean Lossier, the top Mitsubishi, in 5th. And Pat Richard, 19th.
Pat, we're all set for another great battle, but it's turned into a disappointing first day for you here at PFR.
Yeah, definitely. I think Alan and I checked out the times, and historically speaking, we've always had about a 10-minute gap to 8th place, and I think it's totally possible. So we're going to do a lot of work tonight. We're going to change the gearbox, the differential, the suspension, and we're going to get back in there for tomorrow and try to clinch the championship.
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what do you got in this thing?
16 valve, 2.4 liter engine, 200 horsepower. Air conditioning.
32 valve, 3.5 liter engine, 650 horsepower, air conditioning.
Honda builds every IndyCar engine. It's our commitment to racing and engineering. The same engineering that goes into the all-new Civic, the official vehicle of the IZOD IndyCar Series.
Welcome back to the Pacific Forest Rally here in BC. Vic Rutter along with Paul Chater and Natalie Richard.
The sun has risen on day 2, and with it a new challenge for Pat Richard. He's now got to try and climb his way back from about 19th place to 6th place overall if he wants to get enough points to win the championship. As for Antoine and I, we would have much preferred a good battle with Pat, but we're right now in the lead by 3 minutes over Norm LeBlanc. Today it's just a matter of crossing our fingers, hoping everything goes okay with the car, and managing our lead.
And Paul, if Antoine and Natalie can just cruise through the day, as it were, through these stages, they should be able to win.
Yeah, but it's never that easy. The day got off to a poor start almost immediately for Antoine.
And right 4 plus half long over small crest.
Something's broken.
Yeah.
Rear wheel drive.
Problems with the drivetrain off the start line mean he'll be running with just rear-wheel drive for 4 stages until he can meet his crew at the service.
Just take it easy then, okay?
You know, it's one thing to say take it easy, but I don't think she really expects the driver to listen. The Subaru crew did its job. All of last night's damage has been repaired. New transmission, new front suspension. Now it's up to the driver. Pat Richard needs to climb up at least to 8th place to lock up the 2008 title.
And you won't be hearing Alan Ockwell say take it easy. They're not just chasing the leader. They're in last place, so they're chasing the entire field. They win each of the next 3 stages, and by the end of stage 11, Richard has climbed to 10th.
But look at this, Paul. Norm LeBlanc is gaining on Lestage, struggling, of course, with two-wheel drive. LeBlanc has cut 40 seconds out. He now trails by 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
And did you know Norm LeBlanc was a stock car racer before he started rallying, and he was good at it, too.
Scott Trinder from Vancouver currently holds 3rd place. He's in a great fight with Gord Olson. The two Subaru drivers are very evenly matched and only a few seconds apart. On stage 12, Olson takes over 3rd place, 3 seconds ahead of Trinder.
Olson's car is the same Impreza Pat Richard ran in the Production World Rally Championship. He used it to win the American titles in 04 and 05, and here's some trivia. The only time Antoine Lestage ever rallied a Subaru was here in Merritt in 04, and he finished 2nd in the same car. Calgary's Zivi Chevchik is comfortably in 5th overall in his front-wheel drive Mitsubishi. He has consistently been the top two-wheel competitor all season.
Another of the very fast Western runners is Warren Curry from Edmonton. He's currently running in 6th. Meanwhile, at the front with the leaders,
care, tricky double jump maybe. Don't take it, slow down. Care, tricky double jump maybe, right?
Well, we know the Concerto Tiburon, Paul, has only rear-wheel drive, so Antoine, Natalie, not as fast. Their lead is down now just at 2 minutes over LeBlanc. They finished stage 12 very cautiously as they go to service.
Team Subaru is taking all kinds of risks. Pat Richard is absolutely flying. He wins each of the 4 morning stages at a pace that's fully 2 seconds per kilometer faster than anyone else. They started the day in 18th. They were 14th after stage 9, 13th after stage 10, and 10th after stage 11.
And Paul with the win on stage 12 with that flat front tire. They are now up to 8th place. Réjean Lossier crashed on the 12th stage, so Antoine Lestage, the only Quebec driver still in it. Big news, Pat Richard up to 8th, stays there, he's the champion.
Antoine doesn't like driving this way. He wants to put his foot down and beat Richard in a straight fight. His crew will have 20 minutes to restore the Tiburon to 4-wheel drive, and then the race can resume.
A lot of work to be done. Meanwhile, for Subaru, well, this will be a routine stop. Change tires, check everything, but there are still some worried faces in that Hyundai camp.
Yeah, changing a transfer case would be a big challenge at the best of times, but there are complications. The crew can't make it work, and they're running out of time. Other teams are pitching in to try to help them get them back on the road.
Interesting thing about rallying, I mean, we've seen cars help other cars pull them out of difficult situations. It's a great part of the sport.
It takes longer. We're already 5 minutes late out of service, so we're in the time penalties. I don't know. They're working hard, and hopefully they'll fix it, and we'll see.
And when you're late, the minutes feel like hours. The good news is that checking out late from service is not the same as being slow on a special stage. For every minute late, the teams are only penalized 10 seconds.
Lestage finally leaves Merritt 90 minutes late, no longer in the lead. He has 6 stages to win it back. The Canadian Rally Championship here on TSN.
State your desires.
Speed, adrenaline, competition.
Calculating. Result in 3, 2, 1. The National Auto Sport Association. Start here.
Welcome back to the Pacific Forest Rally, and like any good Western movie, the whole plot has changed with just 6 stages to run. Pat Richard has climbed from last to 8th. That's good enough for the championship. Antoine Lestage, who must win, has dropped back. Norm LeBlanc, Gord Olson now sit 1st and 2nd.
And due to Antoine's 3-minute penalty, he's dropped into the middle of the fight for 2nd place. Just 3 seconds covers 2nd through 4th.
The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru. Think, feel, drive Subaru. Now, it's not the OK Corral, but Active Mountain is a good place for the shootout. The cars will run 2 passes. Here's Pat Richard.
He only has to maintain his 8th position to the finish, and he will win the 2008 Canadian Rally Championship for Subaru. But real champions don't make excuses, and Richard attacks.
And Paul, I think it's fair to say there's some pride at stake here too. No one knows who is faster, Richard or Lestage. This season, when they've gone head-to-head with healthy cars, it's been a draw. They're that evenly matched. Here's another driver under pressure, but for a different reason. Norm LeBlanc has a lead of 48 seconds over Gord Olson. But the guy he's really worried about is Antoine Lestage, of course, in 3rd. LeBlanc has never driven better. He holds the lead through stage 13, but then just before the finish line of stage 14.
And flat over crest, 50.
They've lost 3rd gear. They'll cross the line in 2nd gear, but that's as far as they're going. LeBlanc retires while leading. It's heartbreaking for the whole team.
So Scott Trinder is up to 3rd, but only for the moment.
The
rear strut tower started to come apart. And we just noticed it during the transit to the Nicholas stage. And if that happened at speed over a large 6 right or left on a crest, the rear suspension would have completely collapsed. We would have probably had a pretty monumental crash.
And with all these retirements at the front, two-wheel drive ace Zivi Chevchik has inherited third place.
And from Edmonton, Warren Curry finds himself fourth. These are the career bests for both drivers. Antoine Lestage, Natalie Richard, Paul, they're back in front. Their car is working just fine now. And what they want to do is stop the run of stage wins for Richard. And you don't hear Natalie saying take it easy anymore.
Yeah, Richard was 4 seconds slower than Antoine on stage 15, but much quicker than everybody else. He'll win stage 16 and move up to 6th with 2 stages to go. And Vic, you got to bet he's aiming for the podium.
Even with Trinder and LeBlanc both still in it, we would have been in the points. 8th place is what we needed, but we're in 6th now, and that's exactly what we need to clinch the championship. So it's now a case of, do we hold steady or do we still try to fight for some stage wins? I think we're 2 minutes out of 3rd place, which is still possible, and certainly it'd be nice to finish on the podium and clinch the championship in that manner, but again, I don't want to risk it all.
Well, it's very possible he can catch me because he's a very good driver in that 4-wheel drive vehicle. But Helmer is good always for us, so hopefully we can defend our position.
The rally ends with 2 runs over the longest stage of the entire event. It's another Canadian classic called Helmer Lake, and it's 22.7 Ks long. The sun is setting, the dust is becoming a factor again, which gives Antoine Lestage a big advantage running first on the road.
Don't go wide.
Gord Olson, the former two-wheel drive champion, has had a great run. His WRX doesn't have a scratch on it. It's run perfectly. This will be Gord's second place finish of the season. What a great job by him.
Warren Curry and Robin Chapelski will win the P4 class, 4th overall with 1 stage to go. They're trying to catch Zivi Chevchik and keep Pat Richard behind them at the same time.
And as the sun goes down, Paul, and the dust comes up, Chevchik is struggling to hang on to 3rd place. But you know what? He is the fastest of the two-wheel cars.
And Ellen Ockwell said that when he and Pat started stage 17, they agreed that if they took 1 minute off of Warren Curry, they would go all out on the last stage. At the end of 17, they were in 5th place, 46 seconds from 3rd. As agreed, Pat attacked the last stage and got to celebrate his championship from the podium.
And the final results have something for everybody. Antoine Lestage scores another win, and that will help him in the North American Championship. Gord Olson will be happy with a 2nd place, and Pat Richard gets to celebrate his championship the right way, standing on his car and spraying champagne. And Paul, when you think about his problems, flat tire, dropping to 19th, then fighting his way back. Congratulations to Patrick Richard.
Heartfelt congratulations to Alan Ockwell and my big brother, Pat Richard. Congratulations, guys.
Thanks. No, it's been a fantastic event. Obviously, we wanted to fight with you guys, and we were only a couple seconds apart, but we had to finish in the top 8, I think, and this morning we were dead last, and we went pretty hard this morning, and we were able to get in the top 10, and then this afternoon we started picking off the top 10, and to get on the podium was a fantastic result for the team. Congratulations to you, team, for a well-fought victory.
Yeah, it's a great win. We're very happy. It was very important for us to win here because we still want to win the North American Championship. Kudos to Pat and his team and his crew. They did a great job, so congrats to them on their championship. Then thanks to our sponsors, thanks to Hyundai Canada, Royal Group, Yokohama Canada, thanks to Nat and the crew. The guys did a great job today. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm very happy.
Subaru has won the manufacturer's title. Eric Rachowski, G2, Jan Zedrel, P3, Group 5. We'll have to wait. We'll decide that when we gather again for the Rally of the Tall Pines.
Thanks for watching. From Paul and Vic, I'm Natalie Richard. We'll see you next week on TSN at the Rally of the Tall Pines.
The Canadian Rally Championship on Canada's sports leader, TSN.